Ein kleines Quiz zum Beginn von unserer Sendung. Welches Land suchen wir? Es hat 16.730.632 Einwohner, eine Gesamtfläche von 41.548 Quadratkilometern. Der Benzinpreis, der liegt im Durchschnitt bei 1,71 € und es ist der größte Bierexporteur der Welt. So, ihr hattet jetzt gerade 30 Sekunden Zeit, die Fakten bei Wikipedia zu checken. Wir sprechen natürlich von den Niederlanden, umgangssprachlich auch Holland genannt. Und genau da fahren wir jetzt hin, aber nicht für einen klassischen Reisebericht, sondern wir wollen mal eintauchen in die holländische Motorradreiseszene. Wir schalten jetzt rüber auf einen familienfreundlichen Campingplatz irgendwo in der Nähe von Breda. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur 22. Folge von Motorradreise TV, eurem Motorradreisemagazin im Internet. Ich bin Stefan und für diese Folge, da sind wir in unserem Nachbarland und Motorradparadies Holland unterwegs. Wir wollen mal schauen, ob es hier mehr außer Pfannkuchen, Pommes und plattem Land gibt. Natürlich gibt es hier auch eine ganze Menge abenteuerverrückter Motorradfahrer und wir starten unsere Sendung gleich mit zwei Frauen, die eine wirklich bemerkenswerte Tour hinter sich haben. Also viel Spaß! Ja, wie wir ja eben schon gesagt haben, gibt es auch hier in den Niederlanden ganz viele abenteuerlustige Motorradfahrer und wir sitzen jetzt hier mit Marika und Mirjam, zwei Frauen, die eine wirklich bemerkenswerte Tour hinter sich haben. Wie seid ihr auf die Idee gekommen, gerade die Tour zu fahren? Kannst du da ein bisschen was erzählen? Ich meine, das ist ja schon eine Strecke, die ihr euch da ausgesucht habt, gar nicht so einfach zu fahren.
We met each other and we were both a little bit fed up with our lives, and we decided, first of all, I did a tour in the Himalaya that was already planned for 3 weeks, and the plan originally was that when I got home that we would make a trip around the Black Sea. Okay, but from one thing came another, and then Miriam said, why don't we start off in India and drive back and bring our motorbikes there? And I said, okay, let's do it. And that's how it went.
Yeah, just like that.
And we met in December, the 6th of December 2011. And I thought, oh nice, she lives nearby me, and let's meet sometime, drink a coffee. And the third time that we met, this plan came up, and the 7th of March we put a message on a website on the GS club in Holland, and so like somebody had some ideas, could help us, and the half of May the bikes were on the ship to Kolkata, so it went all very, very swift. Yeah.
Also gar nicht wirklich viel Zeit für die Reisevorbereitung.
Nein.
Was waren denn so die größten Schwierigkeiten für euch in der Vorbereitung da?
Ja, wir haben gar nichts gewusst. Alles war neu und das braucht viel Zeit. Zum Glück haben wir dann auf einmal eine gute Company kennengelernt und dann ist es eigentlich ganz gut schnell gegangen. Aber wir haben alles noch machen müssen. Und ja, dann haben wir alles selber erledigt und dann haben wir eigentlich nur eine Sache bei einem Büro gelassen, das war eine Visa. Aber ja, alles war neu. So. Das war ein Riesenabenteuer schon vorher. Ja.
Wie war es für euch unterwegs? Ihr wart zusammen als zwei Frauen unterwegs und dann Indien, Pakistan, Iran, Türkei und komplett wieder zurück. War das für euch als Frauen eine schwierige Tour? Habt ihr da Probleme deswegen gehabt oder ist es euch einfach gefallen?
I think it was an advantage that we were traveling as two women. I really think so. We had no difficulties at all at the borders. People said to us, "Oh, you have to pay money, otherwise you can't get the stamps in the Canette Passage." And then I said here, with my little big mouth, "Oh, we get some tea," and that's exactly what happened everywhere. We get everywhere tea, and of course it takes time. And all need to write down in the big books, and okay, but that's adventure. You see a lot. Every time something happens, very nice. And yeah, we didn't have any trouble at all. And sometimes,
Except in Iran.
Iran, but sometimes when guys were came a little bit too close, and then we said that we were married to police officers, and they were driving towards her, that we would meet them tomorrow, and then it was okay. It was completely not true. We made so many things up.
Yeah,
and,
that was really nice.
Only, but not really that they were harassing us or came too close to us or doing something with the bikes.
You were just talking about your bikes. Which bikes do you ride?
BMW 1150 GS.
You as well.
Yes.
Yeah, the same bike.
So how was riding in the roads you hit? Did you have good roads or bad roads? You just told some stories of the Himalaya. It wasn't so easy to ride. So which were the highlights?
We had every kind of roads, and sometimes when you're driving in the Himalaya, you have beautiful roads, and then suddenly after a curve there's nothing, or there's a cow of course, but rocks and stones and sand and
we had
very steep mountain roads with big rocks and sands in the curves. And but I must say, when you're driving on the BMW, you can stand on it, and it became pretty easy.
At the end. I can remember the first passage. It was really terrifying. Yeah, it's like I don't know if you've seen that series Deadliest Roads. It's like that and worse. You know, the roads are so narrow, and you really don't know when you come to a curve. You don't know what's behind it, and it's mountains are steep like that, the road, and then going down without any protection, nothing. And I remember the first scary bit when we drove into the Spiti Valley. I was so scared. And I remember also the last pass we drove, that was really just as bad as that one in the Spiti Valley. It was a bit slippery as well, and so narrow, and there were trucks coming from the other way. And at the end we were just driving on the side, just 1 meter left for us, and we were just like that. So you get used to it as well. In the beginning, it was scary, but in the end, the roads were bad sometimes, but also really nice roads.
So now, when you're at home right now and you're looking back to your trip, the most important questions: would you do it again?
Yesterday. I would love to do it
together
again. Yeah,
the two of us.
Yeah.
It was that was also a big challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, we are completely different people. Completely different.
Yeah.
And
you're 24/7. You're with each other, and you're sleeping in the same bed, and you're always together. So
But that's a good combination with driving a motorcycle. When you're driving your bike and you put on your helmet, and you're alone with your own thoughts.
We didn't have any communication systems with us. That's good. That's, I think, what saves your journey, if you just can be quiet for it. And if there was something what I didn't like about her, that I in my helmet, and then when we were somewhere and it was over. Yeah.
So if people want to get some more information about you and your trip, where can we have a look on the web?
We during our trip we wrote a blog, and you can find it at marikaandmirja.blogspot.com.
It's such a long Ja.
We will show
Marika
that.
en
If you-
Mirjam.blogspot.com.
Marika en Mirjam.blogspot.com.
Man muss einfach nicht immer unheimlich weit wegfahren, um tolle Orte zu finden. Wir sind jetzt ungefähr 500 Kilometer kreuz und quer durch Südholland gefahren und sind jetzt hier am schönen Strand gelandet. Also wirklich ein kleines Paradies, was wir hier gefunden haben. Ist richtig toll hier. Und auch zum Motorradfahren, da muss ich sagen, ist Holland doch gar nicht so schlecht, wie man das sonst immer vermutet. Wir haben richtig tolle Strecken schon dabei gehabt und das Fahren, das macht einfach total viel Spaß. Man darf auf der Landstraße zwar nur 80 fahren, aber ich finde, das ist genau das richtige Tempo, um einfach mal ein bisschen nach links und rechts zu schauen. Wir genießen hier heute einfach noch den Tag am Strand und dann geht es für uns wieder ins Landesinnere. Da gibt es noch ein paar Routen, die wir erkunden wollen. Und außerdem sind wir noch auf der Suche nach ein paar spannenden Interviewpartnern, die ihr gleich bei uns noch in der Sendung sehen könnt. Also bleibt dran und weiterhin viel Spaß.
Regen. Ich wollte an den Strand.
Also aus unserem super Strandtag ist mal wieder nichts geworden. Der ist sprichwörtlich ins Wasser gefallen. Wir haben ein bisschen Pech mit dem Wetter heute. Uns bleibt hier bei dem Regen natürlich nicht viel anderes übrig, außer ein bisschen Werbung für Heineken zu machen. Davon haben wir uns nämlich mit einem Sixpack in unser Zelt verkrochen und das machen wir jetzt mal schnell alle. Und dann hoffen wir, dass die Sonne wieder rauskommt. Moped fahren werden wir heute nicht mehr. Dann geht's weiter. Wenigstens hatten wir an dem Tag guten WLAN-Empfang bei uns im Zelt und so hat uns jemand über Facebook empfohlen, dass wir unbedingt mal bei Bas van Wijk in der Werkstatt vorbeischauen sollten. Da würden wir bestimmt jede Menge interessantes Zeugs für uns entdecken. Also gesagt, getan. Da die Werkstatt nur einen Katzensprung von unserem Zeltplatz entfernt war, sind wir am nächsten Morgen gleich mal hingefahren. Wir sind auf Empfehlung hier in Alphen am Rhein im Hyperpro-Service von Bas van Wijk gelandet. So Bas, can you tell us something about the product range of Hyperpro suspension? So which bikes do you equip?
We can equip almost every bike. Every bike there is room for some improvement, but it depends on the customer's demands, what they need, and sometimes it's only a minor adjustment with a stock bike, but others that take it a little bit further might need something more, like a different spring or a complete damper, and that's what we do.
Yeah, so different springs, we got some examples here. There's a big difference between linear springs and progressive springs. Could you tell us how it works?
Yeah, I got two small examples over here. You can see that the coil distance between all the coils is the same on the linear spring, and with the progressive one you can see that the distance is different from here to there. It gets smaller and smaller. If you squeeze the two of them, you can see that this one is easily bottomed all the way to the end, and if you squeeze this one, it starts just as soft, but just before the end it gets much stronger than the progressive one. So you can have more end strength to have more suspension travel left when you need to brake pretty hard, or it's better equipped to carry all the luggage and the passenger or take the bike through rougher terrain.
Yeah. You do this this kind of forks for even for the front suspension and of course for the rear shocks.
Yeah.
Which bikes do you mostly equip? We saw a lot of old BMW. Are you kind of specialized in these
that
bikes?
starts like a hobby. So me and my colleague both drive those bikes. So the customers start to notice that we know a little bit more about those bikes than only the suspension part. So that's why we do a lot of those bikes. And for the rest, all the 1200 GS's are quite common. All the Triumph models, basically every bike that's out there. And yeah, just depends on what the customer would like to do with it. And then they are looking for an improvement.
So you are preparing a lot of adventure bikes. So not only with suspension parts, but also with all kinds of demands from your customers.
Yeah.
So which are the projects you are working on for travel bikers?
We've done a few bikes for people that want to attempt record attempts, like getting into Siberia as far as possible. And when working on the bike on the suspension, we start to chat with the customers, and they explain their problems. Then we try to find a solution, like extra fuel capacity, and those products are made in Holland, but we mount a lot of them, and then fit custom luggage racks, make rally fairings fit on the bike, stronger wheels, anything you can think of you might need on the road on a real adventure.
You also have these really complete and strong products, but is this really necessary for all the adventure bikers?
No, not for all of them. It depends on what the people would like to do with them and how many kilometers the original shock already has done. If the shock is worn, then it's wise to replace it for a really expensive but good quality shock that can save you a lot of trouble on the road. But it can also be that if the shock is not worn, you can use a spring that's strong enough to carry all the luggage and the passenger, and that can make the traveling so much easier and so much more comfortable.
So you are a well-experienced traveler as well and tested your products in some countries where you really need a good suspension. Where have you been so far?
I've been to Morocco, all over Europe, the Balkans, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Russia. So yeah, quite a lot of countries.
Yeah. And where can we get some more information about the HyperPro products?
You can find information on our website, hyperpro.com, and otherwise our products are in the Touratech catalog as well, or you could ask about it in the Touratech shops.
Okay, so thank you very much for the time.
You're welcome.
We will have a quick look in your shop.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Als wir uns nach unserem Interview den Shop von Bas mal angeschaut haben, da kam Marjolaine mit ihrer GS hereinspaziert. Die hat auch eine wirklich bemerkenswerte Reise hinter sich, also haben wir die Gelegenheit gleich genutzt und sie für uns vor die Kamera geholt. Marjolaine, you've been traveling with your motorbike quite a lot, so you did a very impressive trip. Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, I rode my motorbike in the Americas. So I started in Alaska and rode all the way down through the Rocky Mountains, Mexico, Central America, Colombia, Peru, Chile, Argentina, all the way down to Ushuaia. That's the last city on the continent. And it took me about 7 months. And I did that I started in July 2012 and came back here in February 2013.
So was it like a dream becoming true for you? What was the special thing about this trip?
Yeah, well, I actually always wanted to go to South America. And then I thought, well, if I go on the bike, why not starting in Alaska and go all the way down? And but the third thing was I really want to do it on my own bike. So yeah, there was a lot of preparing to do, just to get your bike shipped to the other side of the world and all the stuff like that. But in the end, I was very glad I was riding my own bike over there. Yeah, it was amazing.
So did you have any experience in motorbike traveling before?
A little bit, just some small trips around Europe, but also a 2-month trip to Eastern Europe and Russia and Ukraine. That was kind of a pre-tour, just to see how it felt and what you need, how you do with your camping stuff and stuff like that, and how the bike is reacting and stuff like that. And that was just a try out actually, to go on a bigger trip like this.
So your bike has just been in the service here in the shop. Are you planning to do the next trip?
Yeah, well, not actually planning, but thinking about it. Yeah, maybe next year or the year after, I would like to go more to the eastern part, and maybe through Turkey go to the Caucasus. And yeah, that would be very nice to do. I think it's quite easy to go there because you can do it over land. You don't need to ship your bike, stuff like that. And yeah, I really like it because I really like to travel on the motorbike. I mean, when you get up every morning, then you can get on your bike and just see where you end up, and then it's a lot of freedom. And so yeah, I really enjoy riding the bike and travel, and also because you're on the motorbike, you meet a lot of people around. It's very different than traveling in a car. So actually meeting the local people is always very nice as well. Yeah.
So if some people want some more information about your trips, do you have any website or a blog where we can have a look at?
Yeah, if you want to read about my last trip, you can have a look at www.gs-adventures.nl. And there are some pictures on it, and also a blog to read. So yeah, if you want to get an impression, just have a look.
All right. So thank you very much for your time. Nice to meet you, and yeah, I hope we will see you traveling soon.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Good.
Es gibt ja wirklich einen Haufen tolle Industriegebiete hier in Holland, aber noch viel besser ist das Essen. Und man muss natürlich auf jeden Fall mal an so einer Frittenbude gehalten haben. Was ihr habt, ist Broodje Kroket. Das ist eine Krokette mit Fleischfüllung und natürlich die obligatorischen Spezial Fritten mit Pommes, Mayo und Zwiebeln. Ich würde sagen, ich lasse es mir jetzt einfach mal schmecken. Könnte ich mich reinsetzen. Wir haben heute einen kleinen Stopp in Apeldoorn gemacht. Hier ist der Touratech-Shop in den Niederlanden und ich stehe hier zusammen mit dem Henk, der Manager vom Store. Ja, und er kann uns ein bisschen Insights geben in den niederländischen Motorradmarkt. So Henk, thank you very much that we can join you here in the Touratech shop in Apeldoorn.
You're welcome.
And so the motorcycle market in the Netherlands is quite a bit different from the German market. So what is the motorcycle market developed in the last years?
Well, in general, we can see a slight recovery after the financial crisis, but I think that's in general for all European countries. But in the Netherlands, we can also see a slight movement in demographic build-up of motorcyclists in general. What we see in the Netherlands is that the average age group, more or less, which is active on motorcycles lies between 38 and 55, which is, well, they're not the youngsters anymore.
Yeah. But even younger than in Germany, yeah?
Yeah, so it's hard to compare and find reasons why. Mm-hmm. We only have about 650,000 registered motorcycles in the Netherlands, which means about 39 per thousand inhabitants. So I don't know exactly what those figures are in Germany, but that could also have to do with it.
Yeah. And what is the market share of the brands, and which are the most common bikes in the Netherlands? Netherlands?
Market leader currently is BMW. Probably has to do with the introduction of the new GSA as well as the new RT. They do about 20% of the entire motorcycle market. Top model is the RT, on GSA on a good second place, and fourth is the GS.
Yeah, what are the most common parts you sell from Touratech? What is the demand for the motorcycle riders that come to your shop?
Probably has to do with aging of our motorcycle group as well, but they are very interested in comfort. So our seats are going very strong. It's a very strong product for Touratech in the Netherlands, as well as tank bags, because people will travel everywhere, so they need luggage systems. So cases, tank bags, but also accessories for the cases.
And you offer the whole product range. You can see in the catalog. You can everything you can get.
Everything can be ordered, and if we don't have it in stock, then usually we will have it in house in, let's say, a week.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much for this brief insight into the market. Und ja, ich würde sagen, auf jeden Fall, wenn ihr mal in den Niederlanden unterwegs seid, macht mal hier einen Stopp in Apeldoorn in der Touratech Niederlassung. Hier gibt es auch noch ein paar schöne Bikes zu bewundern. Auf jeden Fall, ja, eine Reise wert, und wir werden gleich mal weiterziehen. Wir sind also wieder im regnerischen Sommer zu Hause angekommen, denn nach unserem Besuch bei Touratech in Apeldoorn hat uns das schlechte Augustwetter sprichwörtlich eingeholt. Eigentlich schade, denn eigentlich hätten wir hier noch ein paar Strecken gehabt, die wir uns gerne mal genauer angesehen hätten. Aber wir waren ja nicht wegen den Motorradstrecken oder den Sehenswürdigkeiten da, sondern um mal einen Einblick in die Motorradreiseszene von Holland zu bekommen. Und ich muss sagen, da sind wirklich bemerkenswerte Leute unterwegs. Schade, dass man hier davon gar nicht so viel mitbekommt. Wir haben für euch in der Beschreibung des Videos nochmal die Links zu den Webseiten von unseren Interviewpartnern verlinkt. Da gibt es noch weitere Infos und Bilder zu den Reisen. Das war die 22. Folge von Motorradreise TV. Wir hoffen, euch hat es gefallen und ihr schaut beim nächsten Mal wieder rein. Vergesst nicht, uns einen Daumen hoch fürs Video zu geben und unseren kostenlosen YouTube-Kanal zu abonnieren. Alle Infos rund um uns und unsere Sendung, die findet ihr auf unserer Webseite, auf Facebook, Twitter und auf Google+. Bis dahin, alles Gute und stets gute Fahrt. Euer Stefan.